2023 Genesis VG60. So what I'm doing is a recovery right now because that is just bent. It's smashed right there. And here's the new one. Well, the new one's aftermarket. It's not original. They had parts. Parts are a problem getting for this one. They've been taking a few weeks. And get back onto recovery. So I'm doing a recovery. And the OEM sticker that's on the other hood, and the new one is going to go right here, is 900 grams. So I'm pulling the refrigerant out of this one, doing the recovery. And if you take a look down here, this is the heat pump system. If you look on that expansion valve, do you see my blue hose? Do you see that little wire connector going into that solenoid right there? That's an on and off solenoid. It does a hard stop. It literally seals off part of the system to the rest of the system. Sometimes you'll have 2, 3, 4 of these on some systems, and they can literally trap and cut off the system and keep refrigerant in the system. Or if it was exposed to the air in the system, and the guy doing the recovery doesn't know this, he doesn't pay attention, and he doesn't know. And what happens is they pull off the part. Say he pulled off the part, he has his big Robin Air machine or his Maywile or RTI or whatever hooked up. RTI, wow, we talk about an old name from the past that doesn't exist anymore. And they just blindly recover the refrigerant. They throw on the new piece and they go through their vacuum and recharge, and they pump it up with 900 grams. But what they didn't pay attention to, usually, this is what I always see, is let's say, for example, I only pull out, like I'm getting down, I'm into -9 right now. Say I only get 650 grams out of here, but this is a 2023 or 2024 and it has 900 grams. Well, do you think a 1-year-old car lost 300 grams of refrigerant through normal leakage? No, don't think so. So where is that, let's say, where is that other 300 grams or 250 grams? It is trapped and locked inside part of the system that it will not release because it literally has a valve that shuts off and traps it there at that time. That's when you have to go into and know to open up the software to open up the valves, because the computer controls it, to open up those valves so you can remove that refrigerant. Or if there was air because it was in a collision, it got a big hole in the system, the valves were open at the time when the accident happened and it filled up with air and released the refrigerant. And then when it gets to your shop, cycling the key, the valves close and trap the air inside that part of the system. So another scenario, the car comes in, they replace the part, the guy gets his R&R machine, RRR, your refrigerant recycling, for you guys who don't know, and they hook it up and they go through blindly and put it through its modes. It evacuates and it recharges, but there's air trapped inside the system. They put the whole 900 grams in, but they have 900 grams plus whatever air was trapped in the system from before, and they don't know it. And this is what I see a lot on some of these new upcoming heat pumps a lot. It reminds me of when Ford had, not the X, what is the name of that goddamn car? I keep forgetting it was. Ford had, and I'm having an Alzheimer's moment, but Ford had the SUV that was a hybrid with the evaporator in the back. And it had a solenoid right up here, right up top. And it would open or close and trap all the refrigerant or air in the back of the system. And guys would always overcharge these systems all the time because they didn't know you had to have the key on, ignition on, to energize that solenoid, or you had to manually bypass it and energize it to open up the solenoid so you could get access to the other half of the refrigerant system. AC is not AC more. These are heat pumps. Be very, very careful because your car may come to me and I'll have no leniency on you when I diagnose a problem and find high air content to them, grossly overcharged. And even I have to catch up on all these things. I'm being overwhelmed by heat pumps because I work on brand new vehicles, as you see. I get 23s and 24s on a daily basis. I'm on the newest of the new cars, and I am falling behind because there's so much information hitting just the HVAC market. I'm having a hard time keeping up on top of my normal work. it's going to be a very expensive learning curve for some shops. And I don't tend to be one of those shops who have an expensive learning curve by making mistakes on a car and then pushing it off and saying, oh, I'm learning, I didn't know. Bullshit, that is no excuse. So catch up or get out. See you guys later.